Hey guys, now this is absolutely part two of how each of the members were killed in Gallon's Force by the main character or other characters in the story. So here we go. Enjoy the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to hear more of the story or something else you want me to do. And I'll give you a shout out to the people who subscribe or more likes. Enjoy the video. Okay, now this guy is named Gabi. Gabi has a cursed artifact named Goblinson that allows him to make other goblins by just biting another person, transforming them. And since he made them, they listen to everything he says. And he was hired by Gallon to be a bodyguard, along with going on missions to steal items or more supplies. He was basically a ruthless fighter, and he was super cocky too, and full of greed. However, one day he messed up after he met Daniel, Leonard, and Cole. After that, he was brutally killed by being crushed to death after Leonard charged up his super move and used a fire gallon, ripping Gabi apart and crushing him for good. After that, he was dead for millions of years, not before he was resurrected by a wizard. However, Gabi betrayed the wizard, killing him and stealing all his energy so he can get more powerful. However, Gabi was killed again by being decapitated. And that's called AFM. Now, MB. MB was Gallon's bodyguard. However, he later decided to leave and betray Gallon by leaving the area and going to another dimension. And that dimension was another realm called Elysian. Elysian was a realm for the undead, which he lived in for a very long time and managed to defeat more monsters and enemies there. However, after that, he returned back to the human realm, to learn that Gallon has taken over. But it turns out he's stuck in a ultimate time loop reality from Gallon, who was upset and rageful and used a spell by putting a paper on his back of his hair while not looking, trapping him inside this time loop. Luckily enough, Ember was able to stop the time loop and managed to escape. However, he was later killed by being stabbed from a spike after fighting with Gallon. Because Gallon managed to push MB off the edge. MB grabbed Gallon, helping sure to take him with him. However, Gallon blasts MB, killing him for good by being stabbed, killing MB. As for Crispy, Crispy was killed later on after being devoured by a monster. It all started because of one day Gallon ordered him to go find Daniel and his friends again, not before Crispy was later killed after a battle with Kyle. Kyle was fighting NB, not before Kyle summoned the monster, but the monster turns out to be that was inside the cave, devouring Crispy right there on the gulp. He wasn't really dead until he was digested in the acid, being later found by the lore members who were also killed by the monster. Cabby was killed after a fight with Gallon's brother, Lane. After Cabby meets a man named Lane, who was Gallon's brother, Gabby decides to fight Lane thinking he's a threat, but he was easily killed by after being cut in half. And he was not really cut in half, but his heart was cut into pieces from the inside, thanks to Lane's powers, and he dies right there on the spot, leaving his body there, what was later found by wolves and devoured of. Now, as for Gallon. Gallon was fighting the main character Daniel on the mountain in Scar. On the mountain, Daniel has reached his full power form, Eleskria, what causes him to have full black tattoos all around his body. He has multiple injuries, including his shirt that was ripped off, and a little bit of his hands destroyed as well. He managed to finish Galen off when Galen went to full power too. However, due to his arrogance, he tried to attack Daniel after Galen was shot in the head, but then was shot in the horn if Daniel did not stop it. After that, Daniel decided to give some of his life force to Galen so he could live another day. However, after Galen was revived, he charged up a super mega attack, trying to kill Daniel, not before Daniel dodged and punched him square in the stomach, going through his stomach with his fists upwards, killing him for good. After that, Galen was left there, dying, with his entire army destroyed. Not before his father, who I just explained to you from my very first storyline video, resurrected him. However, he was later on killed along with his father.